the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree. On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree.
Merry Christmas!
All right, I think I'm on. My microphone is not muted, I think. Yeah, I see some lights flickering down here. All right, so I once again might be trying to do this thing with only one working monitor because this is a very low budget operation, and my other monitor has once again decided that it wanted to update because it's not just a monitor, it's actually like another one of those like kind of touchscreen all-in-one something. I need to buy an actual dedicated monitor that I turn it on, it connects to my computer, it works, and it never needs an update because it's just a monitor. So yeah, it wanted to update, and it did, and now it does not want to connect to my laptop. So we're just gonna slowly figure this out while I figure out what the hell kind of topics I'm gonna be talking about today. So it's pretty much Christmas at this point. See, I got my snow falling in the background there. It was rapidly and frantically trying to find like a Christmas pub, something along those lines, something that I liked. It was like kind of like my current background, but a little more Christmassy. Oh, it almost looks kind of Christmassy. There's some green and red in there. And of course, the only ones that I liked were from like Adobe and other things where it says licensable. So you can't just download it for free like the freeloader that I am. But let's see here. Got a couple of fun topics to talk about today. I feel like I had some other ideas, some other stuff I was going to bring up and talk about, kind of kill some time to get this thing started. But I'm also bad at taking notes. So I don't recall what some of those other ideas were, but we'll start it off with this is one of the only times of the year that I will buy Sam Adams beer. I know I'm kind of a beer snob, but that's what happens when you live in Southern California, I suppose. Got the Sam Adams Christmas variety pack. Currently enjoying the winter lager. I believe this is the first time they've done the variety pack in cans. I don't know if I've ever seen Sam Adams in a can. It's usually the bottles. And the labels used to be much more interesting. Let's see, well, my other monitor is deciding to power up. Let's see if I can find what the old labels used to look like. Okay, let's get the other monitor going so I'm not going blind here. It doesn't want to work. Let's see here. There we go. We're getting somewhere. This is one of my favorite beers that the Sam Adams Variety Pack always has in there during this time of year is the Old Fezziwig Ale, which of course is the reference to the old Christmas Carol story. That is Scrooge's boss, and he's a young apprentice. And the labels used to have this like kind of fun, more old-timey artwork and like logo style to them. Now they are just this boring, soulless, just a whole lot of nothing. Like there's kind of some floral stuff on there. There is no green on this can, and yet it's trying to blend in with my green screen. Yeah, labels have gotten kind of boring. Let's see if I can find one of the other ones that I don't think they make anymore, but it was the Holiday Porter. I just liked all the old-timey artwork that they used to put on the labels, but as is the case with most things over the years, as time goes on, things get more and more bland and boring, and of course you cannot zoom in on Google Photos. Stupid. Let's see, view image. That's a little better. Let's try this one. That's another one back when they were more interesting. It's got the guy there with the big old cask on his shoulder and everything. But we've been reduced to plain boring labels, but I've got my Christmas beer nonetheless. And because it is almost my birthday, I'm going to take a short day at work tomorrow, leave about 2 hours early, head on up to the Anaheim area, stay the night, go to Disneyland on Friday. I know, giving my money to the enemy, but I have a pass until at least April, so I might as well use it. But I'm going to pour myself just a little splash of whiskey here just because I can. And yeah, so cheers to it being almost my birthday and basically Christmas because it is December. And yes, Lady Marine, I started on time and in fact actually a little bit early. It's a trick I'm trying out that I've seen from some other streams where you put up a graphic that says starting soon, about 5 minutes early. Let that run, let people kind of get the notification, come on in. I do not like what my green screen is doing right now. Maybe I need to do this. No, that's worse. Worse. Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone. Probably just gonna make it worse. Yeah, I was on time for once. Christmas pack is always a solid choice. Not good, maybe because you can't get detail on a can. Yeah, that could be it too, but I don't know. And yes, my Bizarro dad. Hello, sir, and all hail the Fezziwig ale. I wait until I watch one of the many different renditions of A Christmas Carol to drink those. I think this pack has 3 of them in it because Sam Adams finally figured something out, right? I don't know why it took them so many years to figure this out. Every season, when they put out, whether it's their summer pack, their winter pack, their, whatever, they would always put, it would be like 2 of each different styles of the beers, like 2 of each. And then they would always throw in 2 of the regular, plain old, bland, boring Boston lager you can buy 365 days out of the year at any grocery store, liquor store, random person on the street corner. So they did away with it. And so now with this Christmas pack, there's 3 of each style. So I have 3 different Fezziwig ales to watch during 3 different versions of A Christmas Carol. And yes, I watch multiple versions of A Christmas Carol. And huzzah, my other monitor finally connected. Hey, Max Webster, how you doing, buddy? I was a big Sam Adams drinker back in the day, but migrated to IPAs. Yes, I'm the same way. I don't know whereabouts and what parts you reside. I am in Southern California, and that is pretty much like the hub of snooty IPA drinkers, which I will admit I am one of. I mean, I'm not one of the like snooty, pretentious, whatever, but yes, I have gravitated towards predominantly drinking IPAs. Yeah, that's where I'm at. And thank you, sir. My birthday is on Friday, to which I will be at Disneyland for that. I was just saying I'm going to take off work a little bit early tomorrow, head on up, get a hotel for the night, Disneyland on Friday, come home Friday. So should be fun. Cut off my metal while I was waiting. Muppets Christmas Carol is the only acceptable version. Oh, come on. I like the Jim Carrey one. All right. That one's I like it. I love a good red. Killian's was a good red I enjoyed, but yeah. Oh, and I'll admit, okay, Sam Adams also their Oktoberfest is another good one. Yeah, but they figured it out this year. 3 of each style. So it's this one is the winter lager. There is another like a spiced winter something. I think a vanilla porter of some sort. And then the Fezziwig. So that's what that would be 4 times 3. Yeah, so 4 different styles, 3 of each. I think that's what's in this one. Do I lose my man card if my favorite beer is Austin East Cider? I have not heard of that one. I mean, if you say it's your favorite beer, I mean, cider and beer are 2 different things. So technically it's not a beer, but I enjoy a good cider from time to time. As long as they're not too sweet. My biggest thing is whatever I'm drinking, beer, cider, mead, coffee. I mean, I drink my coffee black because apparently I'm a psychopath, but As long as something isn't sweet, I like a good dry cider. Yeah. And hello to you, Left Eye Ego. I did not greet you, but thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. Let's see. What else do we got here? I think that's everybody in the chat so far. All right. So, as I was saying earlier, while I was at work today, I've got a couple topics in mind to talk about, but I feel like while I was at work, I was like, oh, and here's some other stuff I can talk about. And then because I didn't make any notes, I forgot. So cheers. I'm gonna have a little splash of whiskey here too, also as a almost pre-birthday. All right. So one interesting story, and I'll fully admit, and I'll try to see if I can get my technology to work with me here today. It's a band that I will admit I am was not aware of, had never heard of. But there was this, I don't know, there's been all sorts of different descriptors for them. When I listened to them, it kind of had aspects of late 90s, early 2000s hardcore. A band called Knocked Loose performed on Jimmy Kimmel recently, which don't even get me started on that guy. Actually, no, this isn't. I don't want to start with this one because this is the guy responding. I think this other article was funnier before the band reacted and like responded to the backlash. I kind of thought in 2024, I honestly kind of thought we had reached a point to where like people didn't freak out so much about rock bands or like extreme metal bands or whatever, but holy crap, this website has a lot of ads that are not going away. All right, we're just gonna have to zoom out a little bit so that they go to the outskirts. My goodness, technology is not my friend, folks. I apologize. I've tried to use ad blockers before and they just they give me problems. Don't lie to the people, Roman. Don't lie to the people. So let's see. Let me zoom out just a little bit more because now everything's getting really crowded with all the ads I can't get rid of. So there's a band called Knocked Loose who performed on Jimmy Kimmel Live. And this is not, nope, that's not the one I was looking for either. Welcome to the show, folks. Let's try one more. If nothing else, it's kind of killing some time. I appreciate you guys being patient with me. I'm usually a little bit better prepared for this. Sometimes I wonder if getting off work at 2:00 and trying to rush home and get ready for a stream is cutting it a little bit too close. But we're unscripted, slightly unhinged here, so it makes it fun. Just hanging out, right? Any of you out there who are enjoying a beverage right now, what are you guys drinking? I know Roman's about to be a quitter. That's, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, Yeah. All right. So let's back up and start with this. Knocked Loose on Jimmy Kimmel Live performance ignited outrage among the show's regular viewers. One quote right here below the headline. Quite frankly, I think the Kimmel Show and its staff should make a formal apology. Yeah, Max, I'll admit I haven't heard of these guys either, and I watched the video. I like rock and metal and some heavier music and stuff. This band in particular wasn't quite my cup of tea. The vocals were a little too like high pitched and screechy. Like if I'm going to listen to something that's kind of heavy, I want a little more low register, and then every once in a while maybe something I can actually kind of sing along to or something, But anyways, I still. This is the first I've ever heard of this band, and the fact that they got put on Jimmy Kimmel and sparked such outrage, I think this whole story is just absolutely hilarious. And yes, Space Dust IPA is a solid choice, but it's a dangerous choice because it's 8%. If I'm going to have more than one beer in a sitting, I try not to go above 7%. And even that gets a little iffy if you have 2 or 3 or 10, but you know, not that I'm encouraging either drinking too much or definitely do not drive after doing said things. Do not do that. It's not good. It's not good for anyone. So let's unpack this story a little bit and take a look at what happened. So you can't really see it from the picture, but in the video that I watched, the guitarists are playing 8-string guitars. That's how low and like down tuned their guitars are, to give you an idea first and foremost what we're dealing with here. Knocked Loose's performance on Jimmy Kimmel Live this past Tuesday, November 26th, has ignited a firestorm of social media complaints amongst the show's usual viewership, ranging from the absurd to the downright comical. Let's go ahead and dive into this. According to The Mirror, one particularly dramatic Facebook user, you mean somebody on the internet was dramatic? Oh, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. You recounted the show's impact on their teenage son, writing, quote, "I was sitting on the couch with my son, who is an adolescent." Hold on, let me just highlight that. They had to put it in all caps. An adolescent, waiting to see the musical guest because we like the nice music the show usually books. Let's talk for a minute about not that long ago when Jimmy Kimmel had the new punk band The Defiant on his show, and I don't think he fully understands how that band came together and how a lot of the just basically what they're about. Short story, it came about because they were all against the mandates that came about over the last 4 years. We're going to leave it at that because I already have some suspicions that my channel is slightly shadow banned because I maybe say things that the algorithm doesn't like. I don't know. He's watching the show with the son who's an adolescent, waiting to watch the musical guest. They like the nice music the show usually books. By the third or fourth junt from the guitars, my son was in tears. It actually says, oh, because of the musical guest, this guy's adolescent teenage son was in tears. He may have a daughter. Yeah, this is, oh boy. So now you're starting to see why I wanted to highlight this story, even though I've never even heard of this band. This is too funny. You know, I'm kind of looking for like a funny video clip to play, but I don't really have anything. I don't know. I need to add some more funny video clips in here. Let's continue. Saying he doesn't like scary things, and quite frankly, I think the Kimmel Show and its staff should make a formal apology. Another keyboard warrior. I appreciate the fact that Metal Injection, who I'm reading from right now, is at least being like, this is ridiculous. These people are really being dramatic. Another keyboard warrior, detractor, echoed the age-old metal critique. The lyrics were unintelligible and the screaming was unbearable. If I have to read the lyrics, I'll just read them and not listen to someone yell. And to each their own. That is a preference for some people that say if they don't like the heavier music, oh, I can't understand it, I'm not going to listen to it. But it's like, calm down. Calm down. Another frustrated commenter expressed disdain for the chaotic energy, saying this, what not enjoyable. I can't tell if this is a typo on Metal Injection's part or if this is a direct quote from the person who made the comment, and this is how bad they're I'm guessing they kind of mean with like the really low, like down-tuned guitars, kind of the like chugga, but they called it a junt. I don't know what they're meaning by that. Crazy is that like an Ola England. Yeah, probably. It's probably that. I'm guessing that's kind of what they were aiming for, just using a weird word for it. Okay, so I think, let's see. The confusion in their typos. Okay, so Metal Injection is just copying exactly what this person said. So I'm just going to read exactly what it says, and it makes no sense. But let's read on. This what not enjoyable, and you can't understand more than 5% of the lyrics. Moshing does not equal dancing. The confusion in their typos only seem to amplify the melodrama. Again, personal preference, fine. People don't like going to punk shows and metal shows. They don't like mosh pits, whatever. But in the video, the crowd seemed to be having a damn good time. This is one where like they were outside on a big stage, so at least like they weren't like trying to mosh like inside the studio where Jimmy Kimmel usually is. A quote unquote music expert went on to say, "It wasn't even music. How do I sing along with this? LOL sounds just like a screaming frenzy to me, actually starting to hurt my ears. People who listen to this have no room to complain about crying babies or screaming 2-year-olds taking a tantrum. Unreal. They call this music." Well, difference with that is that if you are listening to this music, whether in an earbud or in the privacy of your own home or in your car, when you've had enough, you can turn it down or turn it off. Anyways, so they kind of talk a little bit more about it. Let's watch just a little bit of it. It's just like a play-by-play on how to make your kid beta. Yeah. And like I already said, I watched the video. Not my particular style of music. This isn't something that I would really listen to. And again, I like some of the heavier. Oh, light bulb. This is how my brain works, folks. Again, thanks for being here. I was going to talk a little bit about Spotify Wrapped. Any of you that use Spotify, your like 2024 Wrapped came out today. It told you all the stuff that you listened to this year. And I was like, oh, I could open with that. It'll kill some time. Light bulb. There it is. All right. So I do like heavier music. I like metal. I like punk, different stuff. This band, not my thing, but I can't stop laughing at the comments. I can't. So I'm going to close this out again just to make sure I shared the audio before I pull it up and look like a goof. Okay, share audio. Here we go. Let's give a listen.
Their album is called You Won't Go Before You're Supposed to. Here with the Grammy-nominated song Suffocate with help from Poppy Knock Loose.
There we go. So let me just back. There we go. Pause. So right there, you can already see this dude's playing an 8-string guitar. For those of you who are not aware, guitars typically have 6 strings. Somewhere between Steve Vai and Korn, the 7-string guitar was popularized, and now we're up to 8. So yeah, the really like deep, low, down tune. Yeah, I'm curious what the lowest note on that guitar is.
How we doing?
So again, for me, vocals really make or break a band. If his pitch wasn't so like high and screechy, I could maybe be a little more into this, but that's a little too. I'm not digging the vocals, but the music is like, okay, all right, I'm not mad at it. Max, I will admit, I have also not heard of Poppy before this particular clip, but I will go ahead and skip ahead to that so that I'm not subjecting everyone to too much of this. But again, it's hilarious the dramatic responses that people have had about this. Okay, so Roman, if you're still hanging out here, I can already only imagine your commentary and the things that you have to say about this. Obviously, this is not anything you would ever in a million years listen to, but what would you do if your son was still but just a wee young teenager and was in tears while watching this performance? So I think we're done with that one. Yeah, vocals are a bit high pitched, but definitely, yeah. That I guess that's what they meant to say. The gent with the DJENT. I'm guessing that's pronounced the gent. I don't know. I'm not up on the hip new lingo and the slang. But let's see. So we've got I've got like two different articles here where one of the band members shares his thoughts on the backlash. Yeah. I mean, when I was a teenager and playing in some of my first bands, I definitely rocked the 7-string. Came up listening to a lot of Korn, and that was the thing to do, man. Get that Ibanez 7-string, tune it down to drop A. Yep. Let's see. I think this one has fewer ads on it, so let's read from this one. So now the band has responded, or I guess reacted rather. Knocked Loose frontman responds to viral complaint about Kimmel performance, saying, quote, "If it scared you, good." And I don't know. I mean, I'm figuring back in the day, bands like Kiss, bands like Metallica, bands like Slayer probably never got put on any of these late night TV shows and stuff. But I don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to put this band in the same category as bands like Metallica or Kiss or anything like that, but I'm just like relating it to the fact that like it's something that adults and the older generations see as so extreme that they're losing their minds. They're freaking out. It's like the whole thing when they were like, oh, all this, metal music, Metallica and all these guys, they're satanic. They worship the devil. I learned just this year, earlier this year, that the frontman for Slayer actually considers himself to be a pretty devout Catholic, and that guitarist Kerry King pretty much wrote everything for the band over the years. And while Kerry King is pretty much just a full-blown atheist and doesn't believe in anything, heaven or hell, he said that the image that Slayer put forth was basically meant to sort of be like, poking at the parents and the adults and people that said that they're a bunch of Satan worshipers because the music was, evil and whatever stuff. So yeah, random fun fact I learned about Slayer this year. Like, who knew? Brian Garris from Knocked Loose has reflected on the huge TV moment, saying, "Our goal has been to see how far we could squeeze this band into places where we don't fit." Frontman responded, U.S. hardcore punk group appeared as musical guests on the ABC chat show last week. They were joined by Poppy for a ferocious rendition of their collaborative single Suffocate and performed some other tracks from their third and latest album, You Won't Go Before You're Supposed To. Also, they got to perform more than one song. That probably really irked some people. Yeah, so the epic TV appearance, including blazing pyrotechnics, circle pits, and the wild crowd and the next level screaming from both Garris and Poppy, Knocked Loose played the hard-hitting and riff-heavy song in front of the audience as rain poured down in the outdoor venue. Unfortunate weather. That's definitely that's not good. But the circle pit was going, man. They were going off. Upon announcing the mini concert on Kimmel, Knocked Loose described themselves as the heaviest band on live television. On live television, probably. Responding to the Suffocate outing, one impressed fan wrote, "TV history was written right here, perfect performance." Another said, "A song this heavy being on a late night talk show is insane." A third person commented, "Gojira at the Olympics, Knocked Loose on Kimmel. What a time to be in the metal scene." So yeah, there's that. And let's go ahead and pull that up, because I think the Gojira Olympics performance was something I meant to talk about when it happened. And as it usually happens on the Mondays, I think maybe I hadn't started doing the Wednesday midweek stream yet, as what usually happens on Mondays when I have my Bizarro dad, Roman of the Empire, who's here in the chat with us, as well as a couple other friends. We get to talking, the conversation gets moving along, and we just run out of time. We have more topics than we can manage to fit into an hour. Let's see. What was I going to look up? Gojira, Olympics. Yeah. So I saw these guys open for, well, I mean, not open. I mean, well, yeah. Well, let's say I saw Gojira play with Metallica here back in 2017, along with Avenged Sevenfold. And they played at the big Petco Park in downtown San Diego, where the San Diego Padres play, to a completely sold out show. And it was absolute chaos. Yeah, so I did not know prior to this performance, because I don't give a crap about the Olympics. It's not even about any recent controversy. I've never really cared about the Olympics, honestly. But I started seeing this clip go around on the interwebs, and I thought it was pretty cool. And I learned that day that Gojira is from France. This is a video from Rockfeed. I don't want to hear what you have to say, dude. Let's just go straight to the videos and see if I can find a short clip. Nope, that's the same clip again. And I hate the ones where it's like the people that are like reacting to such and such, and they're on the, their thumbnails are all shock and awe and what. I'm like, get out of here. You probably watched this clip before you made your video. You actually probably had to do multiple takes of the video, but then you still had to make your thumbnail like, oh my gosh, I'm reacting. I can't believe this is so wild. Oh, what is this crap? Gojira's Joe Duplantier leads the vegan revolution and new PETA campaign. Well, I'm out on those guys. Anyways, trying to find just a video without someone giving their own commentary, so I can give my commentary. Oh, okay. That makes sense. I get it now. Let's go here. And it's a fairly short clip. Actually, no, I guess it's not. It's like 5 minutes long. I won't play the whole thing, but we'll just play a little bit of it because this is pretty rad. They're a metal band like playing on like literally the outskirts of a castle in France. And keep in mind, this was part of the Olympics opening ceremony this year.
Les aristocrates, on les pendra.
So Gojira just became the very first metal band to
God,
perform at
somebody
the
else with their
Olympics,
commentary.
and in all honesty, show that
Thought I finally found a clip that was just going to show just the
freaking
no,
neatly ignored.
I don't want to. No, I don't want to hear you talk about it. I want to talk about it. Man, I feel like this shouldn't be this difficult. I feel like this happened when I tried to share this clip with Roman also, and he was like, I didn't watch. I'm like, okay, but you need to see this one clip. It's rad. Why is it like side by side? It's like VR or something. Whatever. I think this will work. I think I've got one. Don't mind the double, like the split screen or whatever. I don't know why it's split up like this, but here we go.
Les aristocrates, à la lanterne, assaillera. Les aristocrates, on les pendra.
There we go. I mean, they're literally like out on platforms out front of a castle. I mean, that's pretty freaking metal. Well, yeah, I think heavy music might be making some kind of comeback. Might even if the band Knocked Loose is not necessarily something I'm going to listen to, it's like that might have the kids and adolescents that weren't in tears during the performance, that just might inspire some youngsters to get out there and buy a guitar and start something up, why do I have to log in Spotify? Because I haven't logged in on my computer in a very long time. But let's talk Spotify. Who out there uses Spotify? As you know, if you use Spotify, you know that as of today, your 2024 Wrapped has come out, which pretty much tells you everything you've been listening to for the past year. I like the airy upstroke sound in most of their songs. Yeah, Goodyear is good. Like they're one that like I can get into them. So we got some Spotify users. Let's take a look here. It's gonna do the thing where it like plays the video though. I think we'll figure it out. We're gonna figure it out together. Let's talk Spotify Wrapped 2024. What were some of you guys' top songs and artists this year? How do I get to? This is what happens when you pretty much do everything on your phone. When you try to actually use a computer, it's the whole interface is different, and it's just not the same. Let's go back to home. So that's the top songs for the year. But where there's like the whole thing where it gives you like all your top artists, top songs, top everything. Let's try and search. That did not work. 2024 Wrapped. It should be easier. Well, I guess becoming my catchphrase that this should be easier, but for some reason it's not. Cheers to you, Pigeon Ralph. How are you doing? Having a Bells Two Hearted. Very nice. Cheers. Thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. We were just talking about people being triggered by a like heavy rock, hardcore, punk, whatever band being on Jimmy Kimmel, and they're asking for him to issue a formal apology, which to my knowledge he still hasn't. But Jimmy Kimmel still kind of sucks anyways. But we're not going to get into that. 2024 in music. Maybe it's somewhere in here. Nope, none of those artists were in. Okay, so this is like 2024, like just overall. Where should be so much easier. It never is. It never is. Playlist. Where? Nope. Not there. What's this? Browse, no. Music. %, absolutely. His little breakdown after the election, like, yeah. I'm honestly starting to wonder if there's a way I could just like cast from my phone, because this is not going the way I was anticipating. Spotify. Those tears. Spirit Box since 2020, but I'm old, so I range from Anvil, except to Thrash, Megadeth, Testament, Lamb of God. Yeah. Yeah, I lean towards the older stuff too, but there's also certain things that I grew up listening to by the time I got into my high school years. I could find your top songs. Credits Don't do it. Nope. Well, I mean, I shared it to my Instagram story. Now I can't find the thing where it tells you this is just a big exhaustive list of these are all the songs you listened to this year. But like, where's like my top 5, like my songs, my artists? It's like sometimes desktop is not easier. No, not that. Desktop app. Do I have the desktop app? Oh, maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. I'm on my browser. Let's try the actual app that's installed here on my computer. Again, technology is not my friend sometimes. And more often than not, it's because I'm just not paying very close attention to what I'm doing. This is not much better. There, I think we got something here. Why can't I share my other screen? All right. Audio, share. All right, we're on to something here. No, we're not. Right back where we were. You know, my computer's making me look like an idiot right now, and I don't appreciate it. I don't know why this keeps showing up down here, but I know that the Mariah Carey Christmas on vinyl is definitely what I'm getting Roman for Christmas. So, you know. Man, excuse me. At least I was able to quickly mute the microphone. So I mean, I have my list. Like, here's like, okay, your top songs. But when I looked at it on my phone earlier, there was like all these videos and animations and whatever, and it was like, here's your top artists, and it has like videos where like artists that were your top artists that you listen to, where they say thanks and stuff, which I know it probably kills them inside a little bit because they know if you're using Spotify, you're probably not buying their music. I try to do a little bit of both. I do, if it's my top favorite bands, I usually buy their albums on vinyl. Not nearly as many records as Roman buys every week. I think just this year alone, he bought more records than I own in my entire collection. But that's neither here nor there. It's not out for all yet, though. That's fair. I'm probably just on Spotify way too much because that's how I kill time at work. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. No, okay. So maybe it's just not on the desktop app, or maybe because I already watched through it, it's gone forever. Let me see on my phone. Wrapped. No, it's there. What the hell? Well, I guess I'll just keep looking. Don't need to listen now. Music. Let me try the search again. All that's coming up is the playlist. All right, well, fine. I'll just pull it up on my phone and we'll discuss. Get rid of that. Yeah, that's not very helpful either. Let's go ahead and do. Nope. Nope. Okay, let's go here, go over here. Instagram. We're just going to cut right to the chase here because technology hates me today. Okay, I'm going to try one more thing because again, Technology hates me today. Get rid of that. Go here. Go here. Okay. Like I said, always unscripted, always unhinged, and oftentimes have no idea what I'm doing. Not with technology, not with my phone, not with my laptop. Back up now, move the folder. Back up now. If that'll send it to, I can pull it up on my drive. Photos. Okay, I think we're finally getting somewhere. And of course, it doesn't zoom in. My top 5 of 2024, Gregory Alan Isakov, who I think is usually up there. Very mellow, folksy, just chill. Yeah, I would highly recommend him, but depending on the style of music that some of you guys are into, you may or may not like him, but it's just very he is one of the artists that I put on when I'm at work and everything is going wrong and I want to start screaming at people. Luckily, I work alone, so there's nobody around to scream at, but he is like my don't start punching your coworkers music. Of course, Coheed and Cambria, I'm surprised they are not number 1, but they are always in the top 5. Surprisingly enough, Slipknot sort of had a little bit of a resurgence with them this year. I listened to them in junior high and high school, sort of stopped listening for a long time, and then revisited some of their older albums, checked out some of their newer albums. City in Color, another one, always up there. He kind of almost falls in the same category as the first one, Gregory Alan. Kind of mellow. He adds a little more of rock inspiration to his music here and there, but still kind of chill. And then Pussifer, which is one of the many side project bands of Maynard James Keenan, most notably known as the frontman for the band Tool, as well as The Perfect Circle. He also has Pussifer, as well as being winemaker extraordinaire and many other things. And now I'm just remembering, I think I had an article about him. Let's go ahead and take a look. Oh, man, this is one of those websites that has a bunch of ads all over it. Bear with me here. Swear I just barely got off work before starting this stream. I haven't been drinking for hours and hours. This is just how my streams go. Anyways, I do appreciate you guys being here with me and putting up with this. So we've got a whole crap load of ads on this page. Let's zoom out just a little bit so you can actually see what's going on. There we go. All right. Yeah, it's good. It's a good way to Gregory Alan Isakov. Either that or like when it's like Halloween or Christmas time, I'll just put on like lo-fi beats channels that are like Halloween lo-fi, Christmas lo-fi, just where it's like there's no lyrics, there's no stuff, because I try to pull up different playlists, especially for Christmas. Like I started listening to Christmas music while I'm at work. I try to put on like Frank Sinatra, Rat Pack, whatever. So, but like stuff shuffles into these playlists that does not belong. Like Bruce Springsteen. Oh, I can't stand Bruce Springsteen. Again, it's not even the politics. I just think his voice is trash and his music is very generic. Not that I have really strong opinions about things like that, but yeah, sometimes I'm just like, I just need like a lo-fi channel to just get through my workday. So speaking of Pussifer and Tool and all that fun stuff, Tool, etc. Like, they don't even bother naming the other bands. Just Tool, etc. Vocalist Maynard James Keenan announces his new Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu film the great in between. And I'm sure there's some double entendre and some humor in there because that's just the type of guy he is, you know. My watch is telling me it's time to move. Don't tell me how many more steps I have this hour. You're not my mom. At this point, you really can't knock the hustle of enigmatic alternative metal / rock icon Maynard James Keenan. Drawing upon his decades of experience in martial arts, the musician / entrepreneur is now set to launch a new video that finds him hosting an introduction to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu titled The Great In Between, an introduction to Jiu-Jitsu. The 90-minute documentary was filmed in February of 2023 as Keenan led a series of seminars on the aforementioned popular martial art form. The film was directed by Chris Staub with 2 A's and was shot at the Verde Valley Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Academy in Cottonwood, Arizona, more or less where Maynard lives and where his winery is and many other business ventures that he has going on. A facility which Keenan co-founded. After decades of training, Keenan himself now holds a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, having earned that title this past January. While much has been said about his musical pursuits in Tool, Perfect Circle, and Pussifer, not to mention his numerous business ventures, his passion and admiration for martial arts has been a bit less publicized. It's clearly been an interest of his for numerous years, however, as seen back in 1997 when he... This is a great video. I should try to find this one and pull this up too. As seen back in 1997, when Maynard James Keenan forcibly restrained a fan who rushed the stage with a rear naked choke during a Tool show. I don't know if that was a typo or if that's what that was supposed to say, but we're going to move on. This next film pursuit of Keenan's will debut on December 13th on pussifertv.com. In addition to knowledge and insight being served up by Keenan, several other black belts have also taken part. Speaking on this venture, Keenan offered, "You can do this. We've got your back." Not literally, but we can also teach you how to get us off your back. See what I did there? So again, he's very dry humor. Like think of the person that you know with the most dry sense of humor, just always throwing out bad puns and bad dad jokes. And then just think, this guy is like Bounty, the quicker picker-upper. I mean, yeah. Some people get it, some people don't. Tool fans are way too serious and really don't appreciate his humor. And he's had some choice words for Tool fans over the years. It really pisses people off. But again, it's like, you got to understand, this guy is a snarky MFer. I'm commenting further in the below trailer for the film. Keenan stated, "You've heard the cliche, those who can't do, teach? ? Well, that's me. I'm not great at jiu-jitsu, but I understand it, and I understand how to teach it." So he is releasing a 90-minute documentary about... Hey, whoa, hey. I'm talking about Maynard here, all right? He is one snarky mofo. I don't know who you're talking about. So I want to see if I can find that video now because it's hilarious. Where it's a Tool concert in 1997. A fan rushes the stage. Maynard takes the guy down, and just the way the lighting is, because it's usually pre-programmed and set up ahead of time. You know, the lighting just happens to go down. It comes back up, and Maynard has the fan face down on the stage, like his legs wrapped around him. He's got him subdued. He's got him right there on the stage. But he's still singing. Dude doesn't miss a beat. Didn't miss a note. Let's see. Maynard takes down fan. I don't need the 4-minute version. Give me the Cliff's Notes here. 2 minutes and 12 seconds. Maybe. This one looks like better quality, though. Maybe I can skip. Okay, here we go. We're getting somewhere. Found it. Gets all blurry and you make it full screen, of course. Well, I think you'll be able to kind of understand what's going on here. You see right there in the front, there's Maynard, which is very like he doesn't do this anymore. He's always in the back of the stage in the shadows. He hasn't done the front of stage thing since the 90s, so you can tell how old this clip is. The screen that we're looking at from the right, from Maynard's left, you're going to see the guy come running up. The lights go down at a very opportune moment. When the lights come back up, Maynard's totally got the dude subdued. Here he comes. That guy is so high right now. And then, boom, takes him down. Still singing. He's just like, yeah, dude. Oh, it's hilarious. Seriously, I want to know, like, how much acid did this guy do? But also, again, you can tell it's in the 90s because it was probably a lot easier to run up on the stage at concerts in those days. They didn't have all the big barricades, probably didn't have nearly as much security, but lights go down for a little bit. Is this like a compilation? Oh, it is. This is like multiple clips. Maybe that was another fan. Oh no, he's still down there. He's kind of in the shadows. I see him. So you can see there, like, someone else runs on the stage and security runs them off. What about here? Someone else comes on, security runs them off. But Maynard still got this dude. He's just like, whatever, still singing, doesn't miss a beat, doesn't miss a word. Like, first and foremost, this guy's super high. Who knows what kind of crazy drugs he's on. Second of all, he's so stoked right now that, like, he ran up there trying to get a hug from Maynard, and now he's like fully just like in this like leg lock or whatever. Like, hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. So there you go. Anyone who hasn't really been paying attention for that long does not realize that Maynard's been into jiu-jitsu and all that stuff for a long time, as far back as the late 90s, as you can see. So yeah, I finally killed enough time to make it to the hour mark. Thank you guys so much for joining me for my almost birthday stream. I've finished my whiskey and I'm just about done with my beer. But I'm going to quickly go back through the chat here. If you guys are still hanging out, feel free to say, I mean, it's still afternoon for me, but whatever time zone you're in, say good night, goodbye, piss off, we don't like you, whatever, you know, whatever you want to say in the chat as we're leaving. But I'm gonna end it here in just a few moments. Lady Marine, as always, here to downvote the video and unsubscribe. As always, my alternate universe dad, Roman of the Empire, Max Webster, Left Eye Ego. There you go. There was someone else. It's in here somewhere. Pigeon Ralph. And I believe that was it for today. So yeah. Hey, thanks, buddy. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it would be fun because I mean, my full-time job, I work in a machine shop. That's not very exciting. I do this a couple times a week just for fun. And my weekend side hustle is performing cover songs at various drinking establishments for money. And I thought it would be fun to start streaming those just to kind of get the watch hours up, kind of let people see what I do on the weekends. And but as I always do, because that's, I mean, 2 to 3 hours of nothing but copyright music. I pull the streams down when they're over. But yeah, it's just kind of fun. I've started streaming them here on YouTube. So keep an eye on my community posts. And first off, if you are not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. If you are subscribed, make sure to ring the bell for notifications and set it to all, so then you do get notified when I go live. Like if I do random gig live streams on the weekends when I'm out there playing music, you'll get a little notification. Gig live stream, tune in, because I pull the gig live streams. Those come down after they're over. But catch it live. Let me know you guys are in there in the chat when you're watching. Let me know what you guys think. And but yeah, glad you've tuned into some of those, Max. Thank you for tuning in on this Wednesday. But yeah, I'm gonna go enjoy my birthday on Friday at Disneyland, and I will be back on Monday, hopefully with my usual cast of weirdos for another edition of, it could be either Mixtape Mondays, it could be Late to the Party News, whatever the case is. Hopefully I'll be back I'll be back with Blair, Roman, and Devin for whatever random topics we decide to argue about on Monday. But until then, hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Wednesday and enjoy the rest of your week. I will see you on Monday. Cheers.
Merry Christmas!